Hello, my name is Arabella Moffett. I am 16 years old and a junior in high school. 2 years ago, I founded my sustainable hoodie company, Sierra Hotel Hoodies, with a commitment to SDG Goal 12. My company is one of a growing number of fashion labels raising their voices against wasteful consumption, elevated pollution levels, and unethical manufacturing in the fashion industry globally. For the SDG Challenge 2024, my sister Charlie and I selected SDG Goal 12, ensure sustainable consumption and production patterns. Target 12.1, implement a 10-year framework of programs on sustainable consumption and production, all countries taking action, with developed countries taking the lead, taking into account the development and capabilities of developing countries. With the higher cost of sustainable clothing being a major impediment to growth in this industry, we are pioneering the formation of an advocacy group with key like-minded sustainability companies to remove sales tax from all compliant, sustainable apparel in the U.S. Here is our solution. The global fashion industry, worth $1.5 trillion, is one of the most environmentally and socially destructive sectors. It produces 10% of global carbon emissions, consumes 79 billion cubic meters of water annually, and generates 92 million tons of textile waste each year. At the heart of this crisis is fast fashion, a business model built on cheap, disposable clothing and rapid production cycles. In the U.S., 85% of textiles end up in landfills, while the exploitation of garment workers, paid poverty wages in unsafe conditions, continues to underpin the industry. Sustainable fashion offers a better path. Clothing designed with eco-friendly materials, ethical labor practices, and durability. However, its higher price point, compounded by sales tax, often makes it less accessible than fast fashion. Removing sales tax on sustainable fashion items could address this barrier, encouraging consumers to adopt more responsible purchasing habits while supporting the environment, the economy, and ethical labor practices. Removing sales tax on sustainable fashion would lower costs, making eco-friendly choices more competitive and accessible. It would create ripple effects across 3 dimensions: the environment, the economy, and social equity. Sustainable fashion reduces the environmental harms caused by fast fashion by conserving resources, lowering emissions, and minimizing waste. For example, Levi's Waterless initiative has saved over 3 billion liters of water by developing water-efficient production techniques. Recycled polyester used by brands like Patagonia generates 79% fewer carbon emissions compared to virgin polyester. Encouraging the adoption of sustainable garments through tax exemptions could amplify these benefits. Consumers would be incentivized to invest in durable, high-quality garments designed to last. For example, extending the life of clothing by just 9 months reduces its environmental impact by 20 to 30%. Sustainable fashion also promotes circularity through repair, resale, and recycling. Programs like Patagonia's Worn Wear, which enables garment repair and resale, demonstrate how circular systems can reduce waste. Meanwhile, the resale market is growing rapidly, projected to expand 11 times faster than traditional retail by 2025. Eliminating sales tax on secondhand items and other sustainable products would drive this trend further, helping to reduce the 92 million tons of textile waste generated annually. Tax exemptions for sustainable fashion would also support local businesses and the broader economy. Many sustainable brands operate on slim margins due to higher costs from ethical labor and eco-friendly materials. Eliminating sales tax would make these products more price competitive, leveling the playing field with fast fashion giants. Local economic growth. Small local brands that prioritize sustainable practices reinvest 48% of revenue into their communities, compared to just 14% for large chains. Amoeba, 2017. Green job creation. The growing demand for sustainable and secondhand clothing is driving job growth in resale, repair, and recycling. ThreadUp, for example, reported that 33 million consumers bought secondhand for the first time in 2020, demonstrating the potential for job creation in this sector. Tax incentives would also stimulate innovation. Many sustainable brands are investing in new technologies and materials, such as Levi's use of plant-based dyes or Stella McCartney's development of mushroom-based leather. Supporting these efforts through tax relief could accelerate the industry's transition to sustainability. Sustainable fashion prioritizes fair wages and safe working conditions, unlike fast fashion, which often relies on exploitative practices. Brands like Peopletree, a pioneer in fair trade certified fashion, collaborate with artisans in developing countries to ensure fair pay and dignified employment. Tax exemptions on these products would make ethical choices more affordable for consumers while supporting labor rights globally. Women, who make up 80% of the garment workforce, are disproportionately impacted by the unsafe conditions and low wages prevalent in fast fashion. Encouraging consumer demand for sustainable brands would drive systemic change, uplifting women and marginalized communities. While the benefits of eliminating sales tax are clear, effective implementation requires a robust framework. 1. Defining sustainable fashion. Clear criteria are essential to ensure only genuine sustainable products qualify. 2. Verification systems. To prevent greenwashing, robust systems are needed to verify sustainability claims. 3. State and federal collaboration. Since sales tax is regulated at the state level, federal incentives could encourage adoption. 4. Educating consumers and retailers. Public campaigns would be critical to inform consumers about the benefits of sustainable fashion and tax exemptions. While promising, this policy would face challenges. 1. Greenwashing. Only products meeting strict criteria should qualify. Third-party certifications and audits would be essential to prevent abuse. 2. Revenue concerns. States may face temporary revenue losses. These could be mitigated through increased economic activity in the sustainable fashion sector and federal support. 3. Accessibility. Including secondhand clothing in the exemption would ensure affordability for low-income consumers, making sustainable options accessible to all. The SDG Challenge 2024 solution we will implement is to continue to group our strong advocacy group to eliminating sales tax on sustainable fashion as a critical step toward a more equitable and environmentally responsible future. By removing cost barriers, this initiative could encourage consumers to choose sustainable options, support local businesses and create green jobs, reduce waste and emissions, combating climate change, promote fair labor standards, uplifting workers worldwide. This policy would help transform the fashion industry from one of the largest polluters to a leader in sustainability. Together, we can make every purchase an act of environmental and social responsibility.